Let me take a new notepad. And what is the agenda for today's classes? I'm going to take the class for next 60 minutes. In the next 60 minutes, what I'm going to cover, I'll write here. Uh, you will understand complete introduction to Power BI. Complete introduction to Power BI. So here in this session, what you will learn is, so first you will learn what is data analysis. If you want to understand Power BI, first you need to understand about data analysis. First you will learn what is data analysis. And second you will learn what is Power BI. And lastly you will learn how to perform, how to perform data analysis using Power BI. These are the 3 points you guys will learn today. Fine, let's start. See, if you want to, as I said, if you want to understand Power BI, first you need to have the complete picture about data analysis. What is data analysis? You need to have knowledge, right? Fine. So first let's start with what is data analysis. What is data analysis is, let me write the definition of data analysis. I can write like this. Data analysis is a process. Data analysis is a process which converts business data, which converts business data into actionable information. This is the definition for data analysis. Well, okay, you will came to know what I written here. Now, I'm telling it's a process. What is the meaning for process is? Process means collection of steps. When you said that it's a process, I can tell process means collection of steps. Let me show you what are the different steps available in data analysis. I'm just going to open how many different steps available in the data analysis. I'm just going to open and show you. So these are the different steps available in data analysis here. So in this process, you have 5 steps, step 1 to step 5. Step 1 is OLTP, step 2 is ETL, step 3 is OLAP, step 4 is creating reports, step 5 is sharing them with the clients. These are the 5 steps you will have in data. I can write even data analysis is a 5-step process. 5-step process. What that 5-step process will do is that 5-step process will convert company's business data into an actionable information. What is business data? What is actionable information? Also, we will learn. Okay, now let me show you graphically how these 5 steps will look like. I'm just going to open another image here just to make you understand how that will look like. I'm just going to open this. This complete image, we can call it as either data analysis. Data analysis also call it as business intelligence. Data analysis or business intelligence contains how many steps totally? Five steps, right? So these are the 5 steps: OLTPs, ETL, OLAP. Sorry, guys. OLAP is the third step. Creating reports or visuals is the fourth step. Fifth step is sharing them with the clients. These are the 5 steps you have in the data analysis. Okay. Before we make, I'll make you understand everything. You need to have a clear idea what OLTP means, what ETL is, what OLAP, what reports, and why we need to share. You need to have an idea. So before I explain these 5 steps, let me write what are the 5 steps you have. The first step you have is OLTP. Second step you have is ETL. Third step you have is OLAP. Fourth step you have is create reports. Fourth step you have is create reports. Fifth step you have is share reports to clients. These are the 5 steps you have in data analysis. Before I make you understand these 5 steps in a detailed way, let's start like this. I'll come back in 2 minutes and we'll understand. Now the question is, okay, data analysis is there, right? Who will use this data analysis? Who will use data analysis? Who will use this data analysis is each and every company. Each and every company will perform. Each and every company will perform data analysis. So no matter whether it is a small company or big company, uh, every company will perform data analysis to take better business decisions. For what purpose? Means to take better business decisions, guys. In order to take better business decisions, each and every company will perform data analysis. Let me explain like this. Let me explain this point. When you take any company, write few company names randomly. Write some company names. Flipkart is one company. Amazon is one company. Amazon is one company. ICICI is one company. Analytics Benchmark is one company. I'm writing this institute name also. Benchmark is one company. If you keep on writing the company names, we can write thousands and lakhs of company names. If you keep on writing the list, thousands and lakhs, there are a lot of companies available, right? When there is any company, the company will do some business. You take any company. Flipkart is doing e-commerce business. Amazon is also doing e-commerce business. ICICI is doing some banking business. Analytics Benchmark, we are into education sector. You take any company, they will do some business. Any business they'll do. When a company is doing the business, from the business they'll get some business data. Any company, when it is doing the business, they'll get the business data. You tell me, when Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, what is the business data they'll get? Okay, they'll get orders related data. Flipkart will get orders related data, returns related data, customers related data, products related data, sales related data, and so on. This type of data will get from Flipkart. You take any company, this kind of business data will generate. Amazon also get same kind of data. You take ICICI Bank. When you take ICICI Bank, they'll get what type of data? ICICI is doing a banking business. They also get the business data. What type of data they'll get is transactions related data, related data, savings account data, credit card data, loans data, insurance data, and so on, and so on. So like this, when analytics benchmark is doing, we are into education sector, guys. We are into education. We also get the business data. What is the business data we'll get is the most important business data for us is students data. This analytics benchmark training institute, students data, and then staff related data, and then courses related data, and then fee related data, and so on. Like this, every company will produce lot of business data. When a company is getting the business data, that company will store the data. Some companies will store the data in Excel files. Some companies will store the data in SQL Server database. Some companies will store the data in Oracle database or some other place also. So that we call it as data source, guys. Companies will store the business data in some data source. Hmm? Whatever the business data company is getting, it will be stored in one data source. That data source, the data source means either it might be Excel, either it is a Oracle database, either it is a SQL Server database, or either it is a DB2 database, or either it is a MySQL database, and so on. With different places, companies will store the business data. Once the business data is stored in the data source, they want to analyze the business data. What the company need to do? Analyze the When the business data is stored, they need to analyze the business data, guys. Companies need to analyze the business data. Okay, analyze the data. So analyzing the data means they want to understand where we are doing good and where we are doing bad is nothing but analyzing the data. We need to understand where we are performing good, where we are performing bad. That is nothing but analyzing the data. Take an example. When Flipkart is selling 100 products, I want to understand that 100 products, which products are selling good, which products are selling bad. So that means you are analyzing the products related data here. You are analyzing the products related data. Like this, you take ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank is operating in 1,000 branches, let's say, 1,000 branches. They want to analyze which branches are doing good, which branches are performing bad. Understanding that is nothing but analyzing the data. So, which branches have more customers, which branches have less customers, that and all comes under analyzing the data, guys. Companies, when they store the business data and the data sources, they want to analyze the data to take better business decisions. Why companies need to analyze the data? Companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions, to take better business better business decisions. In order to take better business decisions, companies need to analyze the data, guys. I'll tell you an example. For this line, let's say ICICI Bank currently operating in 1,000 branches, guys. When they are operating in 1,000 branches, they are planning to close 10 branches. What they want to do? They are planning to close some 10 branches. When they want to close some 10 branches, will they randomly go and pick the 10 branches and close it, or what they will do? They'll not go and take randomly 10 branches and they don't close it. What they'll do is ICICI Bank will take 1,000 branches data and they'll do analysis. Once they do analysis, from that analysis, they can understand which branches are performing good, which branches are performing bad. When you analyze this 1,000 branches data, we can get an idea which branches are doing good and bad. What they'll do is they'll go to the branches which are doing bad and they'll pick some 10 branches and they'll close it. So that's what, guys. In order to take a decision, which 10 branches to close, they're planning to close 10 branches. Which 10 branches to close? In order to take the decision, they want to analyze the data. That's what I said. Companies need to analyze the data. Once they analyze, they can understand where we are doing good, where we are doing bad. Based on that, they'll take some decisions, guys. Which one to continue, which one to stop. They'll take some decisions, right? Okay. We want to analyze the data, right? In order to analyze the data, we require something called reports. Companies to analyze the data required reports. Required what? Reports. Companies to analyze the data, they required some reports. Let me show you how the reports will look like. I'm just going to show. I said that companies required some reports, right? How the reports will look like, I'll show you now. I'm just going to how the report will look like, I'll just show you. Just observe here. Just going to open couple of reports. There is revenue opportunity report. I just open it. So like this, if you go and open the report, this is how the reports will look like. This is how the reports will look like. Let me open another report here. I'll just open another report. So you will have reports like this. I just going to open some sample reports here. I'm just going to open some sample reports. How the reports will look like. One of the report is revenue opportunity report. Second report is e-commerce sales report. This is how the reports will look like. For your reference purpose, this is how the reports will look like. This is one of the report, revenue opportunities report. This kind of reports we need to create. When I go here, this is another report. What is the name of the report? E-commerce sales report. Now try to understand this complete one, we call it as one report, and each one we call it as a visual. Line chart is one visual, column chart is one visual, donut chart is one visual, scatter chart is one visual, map is one visual. There are multiple visuals here. Each one is a visual. All the visuals together, we call it as a report. This kind of reports we'll create. So what we are trying to tell is, companies to analyze the data, they require this kind of reports. Okay, if you see this one of the another visual, if you go and see in this visual, I'm showing what subcategory wise profits. My company is selling multiple subcategories, and you are showing their profits. When I share this visual with my company, people are my clients. When I share this visual with my company, people are clients. My company can understand where we are doing good. Copies is the one which is giving highest profits. Phones is the one which is giving second highest profits. Like that, tables is the one which is giving lowest profit. What is the profit for tables is minus 18K. Profit number in minus is nothing but losses, guys. So you can see suppliers, bookcases, and tables have negative numbers. Negative profits. Negative profits means losses. When I share this visual with my clients, my company people, my company can understand where we are doing good, where we are doing bad. We are doing good in copiers and phones. Which two subcategories are doing good? Copiers and phones. Which subcategories are doing bad? Supplies, bookcase, and tables. They are doing bad. So based on this, once they understand, they can take some decisions, guys. They can take some decisions. That's what here. Companies required this kind of reports to analyze the data. Once they analyze the data, they'll take some decisions, guys. Okay, to create the reports, we need to perform complete data analysis process. Here, in order to create this reports, okay, this is complete. Uh, People will think that we'll go and create the reports directly. Before creating the reports, we need to perform a big process. First, we need to do ETL. Then we need to create overlap, and then we'll create the reports. Finally, that reports we'll share with the clients. So we need to perform a data analysis process to create the, see, that's at that point also. Companies to create the reports need to perform data analysis process, need to perform data analysis process. You take any company, uh, I'll conclude these 3 points. I'll combine them. Take any company. Every company will perform what? Every company will go and perform data analysis process. Why the companies will perform data analysis processes? In order to create reports. When they perform the data analysis process, that data analysis process will create some reports. Why the companies will create the reports is companies will create the reports to analyze the data. These reports will help companies to analyze the data. Analyze the data means where we are company will uh, create the reports to analyze the data. Analyze the data. So analyze the data means where we are doing good and where we are doing bad, to understand that these reports will help us. Once you analyze the data, based on that analysis, we'll take better business decisions. Better business decisions. Okay, that's what here. I said that each and every company will perform data analysis. Each and every company will perform data analysis and create the reports. Using the reports, they'll analyze the data. Using the analysis, they'll take better business decisions. That is the point I written here. Who will use the data analysis? When there are 100 companies available, 100 out of 100 companies will perform data analysis to take better business decisions. That is about data analysis. Once we understand about data analysis, now we got an idea who will use data analysis, right? Let's try to understand this complete now. We'll try to understand what this data analysis contains. First, this data analysis contains OLTP. We'll start understanding what is OLTP first. After that, we'll understand what is ETL, then OLAP, then creating reports, then sharing the reports with the clients. So first, let me write here. I'll just introduce one word called data analyst. Who is data analyst? Who is data analyst? You people join this course to become a data analyst, right? Who is the data analyst? Is person who perform data analysis process is a data analyst. The person who performs data analysis process is a data analyst. Is a what? Data analyst. So the person who will perform this data analysis process, or who will do this ETL, the person who do this ETL, who create this OLAP database, who create the reports, who share the reports with the clients, that person name is data analyst. That person name is data analyst. Okay. We'll know more about it. First, let's start with what is OLTP. What is OLTP is this. What is OLTP? OLTP stands for online transactional processing. Let me give the definition, guys. This data analysis will start at OLTP and it will end with the clients. So the place where companies stores the business data, the place where companies stores the business data, where companies stores business data, we call as data OLTP. OLTP. So in the software terminology, wherever we are storing the business data, we call it as OLTP. Take an example. My company is storing the business data in the SQL server. I can call the SQL server as OLTP. If my company is storing the business data in the Oracle, we can even call Oracle as OLTP. In the software terminology, Wherever we are storing the business data, we can call them as OLTPs. The reason behind that is business data also call it as transactional data. What is the another name for business data? Transactional data. So if you go to Flipkart, just take an example. If you go to Flipkart, you placed an order. In the Flipkart, when you placed an order, that order will get the business data. That business data will be stored somewhere. When in the Flipkart, when you place the order will get some business data. That business data will be stored in some database, guys. So here, that when you place an order is nothing but a transaction. What is the another name for order? It's a transaction. That transaction will generate transactional data. Transactional data. Business data also call it as what? Transactional data. Either I can call it as business data, either I can call it as transactional data. Wherever I store the transactional data, I can call it as online transactional processing. In short, we call it as OLTP. Here, name itself is telling transactional because it will store transactional data, right? That point. So why we call OLTP is because it stores transactional data. Store transactional data. The place where we store the transactional data, we call it as OLTP. The place where companies store their business data or a transactional data, we call it as OLTP, guys. Okay, every company will have one or multiple OLTPs. Every company will have either one or multiple OLTPs. Every company which is running. Now you take any company which is running, every company will have either one or multiple OLTPs, either one or multiple, OLTPs to store transactional data. To store what type of data? Transactional data. You take every company, they will have either one or multiple. Why multiple? Some companies will have multiple OLTPs, guys. Some companies will, what OLTPs contains? Business data. So now question is, why multiple OLTPs? You take some companies, they will have different subjects data. You take ICICI, example, they'll have different subjects data. They'll have savings account data. They'll have credit card data. They'll have loans data. What? They might not go and store all the data in a single place. Rather than storing all these three data in a single place, what the company will do is, they might be storing savings account data in SQL Server, credit card and loans data in the Oracle. In where? Oracle. They might be stored in different places, guys. Write that point here. So company will store either in one or multiple OLTPs. No problem. Let them store. This is the place data analysis will start. Now, companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst. Next point. Okay. Business data is stored in the OLTPs. Then what is the next point? Companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to data analyst, one or multiple OLTPs to data analyst, and ask to create the reports. Ask to what? Create reports to analyze the data. Analyze the data. Okay. So here, this OLTPs will be provided to the data analyst. Once they provide this OLTPs to the data analyst, they will ask to create the reports, guys. Important point is, we are not supposed to create, data analyst is not supposed to create reports directly on OLTPs. Right? A point. Note, it is never recommended. This is important. Note, it is never recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs. It's never recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs. What is the reason? There are many reasons. This OLTP database are not useful for creating the reports. Many reasons are there. I'll talk about these reasons in the coming classes. One major reason is the OLTPs contains raw data or unstructured data. One major reason, only one reason I'm telling now. OLTPs contains raw data. That is the reason we don't create reports. This raw data is not useful for raw data or unstructured data. Unstructured data. I'll talk more about what is the raw data or unstructured data. As OLTPs contains unstructured data, which is not useful for creating the reports, guys. Which is not useful for creating the reports. So now, what is unstructured data? I'll tell you. Next step, what? As OLTPs are not useful for creating the reports, now data analysts need to create a new database. Now, data analysts need to create a new database. Need to create a new database called OLAP. New database called OLAP. Data analysts need to create a new database called OLAP. That OLAP, we will use it for creating the reports, guys. Data analysts need to create a new database called OLAP, and we will use it for creating the reports. We will use it for creating reports. Okay, so why it's a brand new database? Who will provide this OLTPs to the data analyst? Means company will provide. And by giving the OLTPs, they're expecting the reports. And I said that we don't create reports. To create the reports, I need a database. The database name is OLAP, guys. We need to create a new database called OLAP. And we will use that OLAP database for what? Creating the reports. Creating the reports. So what is the OLAP full form is? Online, and you will understand more about it. Online analytical processing. OLAP stands for. So now when it comes to OLAP, it's a new database, right? You need to move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database. To move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database, we require some softwares called ETL. Please concentrate. Within few minutes, you'll get the clarity. To move data from OLTP to OLAP, we need ETL softwares, guys. We need what type of softwares? ETL softwares. ETL software will help us to move the data from OLTP. Okay, now what ETL stands for? Extract, transform, load. Now, we are telling that using the ETL softwares, we need to move the data, right? While moving the data to the OLAP, what data we need to move? You don't need to move all the business data to the OLAP. We need to move only data required for analysis purpose. Required for what? Analysis purpose. What is the meaning is, let's say in OLTP, I have 100 tables. Out of 100 tables, client is asking to create reports and asking to show only 10 tables data. How many tables data? Out of 100 tables, client is asking to create the reports only on 10 tables. Only on 10 tables, guys. When you want to create the reports only on 10 tables, now, can I create the reports on OLTP? Means no. First, you need to create a separate database called OLAP, and that OLAP you need to use for creating the reports. Now, you need to move how many tables? 100 tables or 10 tables to the OLAP is. You don't need to move all 100 tables. We need to move only 10 tables that are required for creating the reports. Keep in mind, OLAP will have only data which is required for analysis. Just an example I'm giving like this. So as OLAP store only analytical data, analysis means data required for analytical purpose. It will store analytical data. It will store analytical data. So OLTP store what? Transactional data. OLAP stores what? Analytical data. That is the reason. So now when it comes to OLAP, OLAP will have the data in the structured format. OLAP will not have the data in the unstructured. I said that OLTP will have unstructured, right? But when it comes to OLAP, it will be in the structured. That structured data is best suitable for creating. I will tell you with example. What is unstructured? What is structured? I'll tell you with an example. Now, OLAP is getting the data from OLTP only, right? When OLAP is getting the data from OLTP, you said that OLTP contains unstructured, but when it comes to OLAP, you are telling it is structured. How this unstructured was converted to the structured is because the data is moving through ETL softwares, guys. ETL software stands for extract, transform, load. Extract means what data we required, it will extract. Transform means it will convert unstructured data to structured, and that structured data will load into OLAP. If you directly load from OLTP to OLAP, OLAP also will have unstructured. As you are moving the data through ETL, that unstructured will be converted to structured. Okay. Now, that OLAP database have only data which is required for creating the reports. that data also in the structured format so that you can go and create the reports, guys. Now, what I'll do is I'll tell you what is unstructured data, why it is not useful for creating the reports. With a small example, I'll show you. I'll just open one slide here to explain what is structured data and unstructured data. Look at this slide. Take this first table. Take the table, first table data as OLTP table. This is OLTP and this is OLAP. This is how the data is there in the OLTP. This is how the data in the OLAP. You'll move the data from OLTP to OLAP through ETL. Through ETL. Generally, while we enter the data in the OLTP, while we get the data into the OLTP, data will get from different people, guys. Let's say in the Flipkart, only one customer will go and place the order, or thousands of customers will go and place the order. Thousands of customers will go and place the order, right? When thousands of customers, so when thousands of customers are placing the order, different people can input the data in different formats. See, one person entered the country name like United States. Second person entered the country name like US. Third person U.S.US.USA. Each person input the data in different. Just imagine, guys. This when data is in different country names are in different formats. I can call this data as unstructured, guys. This is unstructured. When it comes to this data to the OLAP through ETL, you'll convert US to United States. You'll convert U.S. to United States. You'll convert US dot to United States, USA to United States. Now, when it comes to OLAP, I can see all the country names are there in the same format. That we call it as structured. We call it as what? Structured. This is unstructured and this is structured, guys. That's what we are telling. So now go to the next slide. Now I am just using OLTP database. Go to this slide. This is how data in the OLTP. I use this OLTP to create a report and where I am showing country-wise sales. When I use this table and create country-wise sales, this is how the data report we are getting. I shared this report with my company people. My company people said this report is wrong. Why this report is wrong? This report is telling that we are doing the business in 7 different countries, 7 different names, 7 different sales values you are showing. In reality, we are not doing the business in 7 different countries. We are doing the business in only 2 countries. One is United States, second one is United Kingdom. Actually, they are not expecting to see 7 sales values. They're expecting to see only 2 sales values, not the 7, only 2 sales values they're expecting to see. See, now when I go to OLAP, this is OLAP. When I go and create the visual on the OLAP, when I try to show same country-wise sales, it will take all the similar names as one value and it will do sum. When it does sum, you will get 1500. It will take this United Kingdom as one value. It will do sum 100 plus 200, 300. When I shared this visual with my company people said this visual is correct. I'm doing the business in 2 countries. United States is doing more sales. United Kingdom is doing less sales. I can see it. So that's what here. So when I directly try to create the OLTP have unstructured data, when I create the visual is getting wrong result. So here, remember, when OLTP contains unstructured data, if you try to create the reports will not get meaningful result here. Reports will get the wrong results here. That is the reason first you need to bring the data to the ETL softwares and you need to clean the data or you need to transform the data. That clean data or transformed data we need to store in OLAP database. That OLAP database we need to use it for creating what? Reports. That OLAP database I need to use in order to create what? Reports. So you guys tell me, you are seeing these reports, right? Revenue, opportunity, these reports. You tell me this reports was created on OLTP or OLAP? I'm just showing one report. Just a second, guys. This reports are created on OLTP or OLAP? We are telling that this kind of reports will be created on OLAP. Always this kind of reports will be created on OLAP database. Okay. The information which you are showing in the reports, we call it as actionable information. Try to understand. Information which you are showing, actionable information. The information which you are showing in the reports, we call as actionable information. Okay. I'm repeating again. Why we call this as actionable information is when you share the reports with the clients, clients will take the actions. I said that when you share this kind of reports with the client, When you share this kind of reports or visuals with the clients, clients can see the data and the visuals. Based on the data, they'll take some actions. I given an example that when I share this visual with my client decided to stop selling. My client stop selling suppliers bookcases and tables. Why they are planning to stop selling suppliers bookcases and tables is they are getting losses. When I share the same visual with my client decided to concentrate more on copiers business, more on phones business. As they are generating more profits, my company is planning to concentrate on this business so that they can earn more profits. Like this, uh, reports will contain actionable information. When you share the reports with the clients, clients will see the information and take the decisions, business decisions, guys. This complete 5 steps, we call it as what? Data analysis. What is the definition I given for data analysis? If you see, this is the definition I given. Now, I said that data analysis is a 5-step process which converts business data into actionable information, right? Where do we have business data? Business data is there in the OLTP. Where do we have actionable information? Actionable information is there in the reports. Actionable information is there in the reports. Okay. Now, to convert the business data into actionable information, the first important step for a data analyst is doing the ETL. Second important step for data analyst is creating OLAP database. Third important step for data analyst is creating reports. And the last step is sharing the reports to the clients. So, okay, we got an idea what is data analysis. By this time, I hope you people got an idea what is OLTP, what is ETL, what is OLAP, what is this reports, and we will share that reports with the clients. Okay, once we understand the data analysis, next we need to understand what is Power BI. What is Power BI? We will try to understand, guys. Now tell me, who developed Power BI? Okay, Power BI developed by Microsoft. Microsoft Power BI. Why Microsoft developed Power BI? There is no doubt Microsoft developed Power BI to perform data analysis. To perform data analysis. In order to perform data analysis, Microsoft developed Power BI, guys. Okay. To perform data analysis, to perform these 5 steps, Microsoft developed Power BI. Okay, now first point you need to understand about Power BI is Power BI is not the name of single software. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. It is the name for collection of softwares. You will not have one software in it. You'll have multiple softwares in it. What are the different softwares available in Power BI is? First software available in Power BI is, first let me write, guys. Power BI Desktop is the first software. Second software we have is Power BI Service. Third software we have is Power BI Report Server. Power BI Report Server. Fourth software we have is Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile. These are the 4 softwares available in Power BI. We use these 4 softwares and we perform this complete data analysis, these 5 steps, right? So out of these 4 softwares, the major software is Power BI Desktop. In Power BI Desktop is a development software. It's a development software. Power BI developer will work 90% of time in Power BI Desktop only. Try to understand. So Power BI developer will work 90% of time. Okay, when you learn Power BI, we call you as Power BI data analyst. When you learn Power BI, we call you as Power BI data analyst. When you learn Power BI, you are a Power BI data analyst, guys. So Power BI data analyst will work 90% of time in the Power BI Desktop only. Remaining 3 software, this is the major software. These 3 softwares are small softwares. They are very small softwares. We hardly work for 10% of time in all these 3 softwares. And one more thing. Let me open Power BI architecture. This is the Power BI Desktop. This Power BI Desktop internally contains 3 more softwares: Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Power BI Desktop internally contains 3 more softwares: Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Let's write that, guys. I'm writing all the softwares first. First software you have is Power Query. In Power BI Desktop, first software you have Power Query. Second software we have is Power Pivot. Third software we have is Power View. Power view. And so these are the different softwares available. I write all the softwares. We need to use all the softwares and we need to perform this data analysis. Simple, guys. Microsoft provided collection of softwares. These are the collection of softwares Microsoft provided. For this collection of software, they given the name called Power BI. And we use these softwares to perform this data analysis. Right? Okay. Now, who will provide the OLTPs to the Power BI data analyst? Okay, who will provide this OLTPs? I said that companies will provide. We no need to Power BI data analyst no need to create this OLTPs, guys. He no need to create. There will be readily available. Okay, once company provided OLTPs in the data analysis, that OLTPs contains unstructured data. We need to clean the data. We need to clean the data in a software called ETL software. In Power BI, where we will do ETL. There are a lot of softwares available in Power BI, right? Out of lot of softwares available in Power BI, in which software we need to do the ETL is the work, is the question, guys. That is Power Query. So what is the ETL software is Power Query. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI, guys. Okay. Once you do ETL, next step is, okay, you can see in this architecture slide, this data will be provided by the company. Company will provide this data and you will extract the data. In Power Query, you will transform the data. The transformed data will be loaded into Power Pivot. In Power Query, you can do the ETL. Okay, that's fine. We understand that company will provide OLTP and ETL will be performed in the Power Query. After ETL, next step is creating OLAP database. Or where we will create OLAP databases in Power Pivot. Okay, so right here, Power Pivot is a database. Power Pivot is a database which is used to create OLAP. Try to understand how SQL Server is one database, how Oracle is one database. In the similar way, Power Pivot is also one database. How SQL Server will store the data in the form of tables. How Oracle will store the data in the form of tables. Power Pivot also can store the data in the form of tables because it's a database. It's a database. It can store the tables. Now we extracted the tables. We transform the data in the tables. We load the tables to Power Pivot. The tables, what you load into Power Pivot, using the tables, you will design OLAP database. OLAP database. That's what I written here. Look at the architecture slide. Power Pivot is used to design OLAP. That's what I written. Power Pivot is a database which is used to create OLAP. You will understand more about it in the coming classes. Okay, next step. ETL will be performed in the Power Query. OLAP database will be created in the Power Pivot. What is the next step? Creating the reports, guys. Creating the reports can be done in Power View. Can be done in where? Power View. Power View is a software which is used to create reports. Software which is used to what? Create reports. Power View is a software which is used to create the reports, guys. Once you create the reports, okay, now you can see this architecture slide. In Power View, I can just create visual reports. That reports contains actionable information. That actionable information I need to share with the clients. Important point is Power BI desktop don't have the capability to share the reports to the clients. In order to share the reports to the clients, either we need to publish it to Power BI service. From there, we need to share with the clients. Either we need to publish it to the Power BI report server. From there, we need to share with the clients. Right, that point? So to share the reports to the clients, I'm telling that either we need to use Power BI service or either we need to use Power BI report server. Power BI. Now here, the question is, what is the question is, to do ETL, we have only Power Query. To create OLAP database, we have only Power Pivot. To create reports, we have only Power View. But to share the reports to the client, we have Power BI service, we have Power BI report server. So the question is, why there are two softwares to do the same work? Duplicate, right? Why Microsoft developed two two different softwares to do the same work. So here, what is the difference is, one is a cloud. Power BI service is a cloud-based software. Power BI report server is a on-premise software. It is on-premise. What is the difference? No company will use both Power BI service and Power BI report server. A company will choose Power BI service for sharing the reports, or a company will choose Power BI report server for sharing the reports. 99% of the companies, they are choosing Power BI service to share the reports. 1% of the companies, they are choosing Power BI report server to share the reports. Right, that point? What is the point is, Power BI service is a Azure cloud-based software. It is a Azure cloud-based software which is used to share the reports to the clients, which is used to share reports to the clients. How many companies are using it is 99% of companies, they're using Power BI service only. Software which is used to share. And Power BI report server is a on-premise server, which is used to share reports to the clients. How many percentage of companies are using is only 1%, guys. 1% of companies, they're using it. So what is the meaning is, in Power View, after we create the report, we'll publish the report to Power BI service, and from there we will share with the clients. Okay. What about the reports I share with the clients, where the clients can see that report? What about the reports I shared with the clients? Clients can see that reports using laptops. Clients can see that reports in their desktops. Clients can see the reports in the mobile phones also, in their mobile phones also. Where are the places they can see the reports is laptops, desktops, ah, and mobile phones. So in order to see the reports in mobile, ah, most of the people will like to see nowadays in mobile. In order to see the in mobile, we require a mobile app. What is the mobile app we have is Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile, it's a mobile app. It's a mobile app which is used for which is used for viewing reports in mobiles or tabs or iPads. iPads. So if you go to Play Store or App Store, if you search with the name called mobile, Power BI Mobile, go to Play Store or App Store, search with this name, you'll find a mobile app. We have mobile app for iOS. We have mobile app for Android. We have mobile app for Windows. So Microsoft developed a mobile app. So who will install this mobile app means clients. Clients will install and view the reports in the mobile phones. Now tell me guys, these are the different softwares available in Power BI. With the help of these softwares, am I able to do this complete data analysis? Yes, perfectly you can do it. Using the softwares, you can do. Company will provide the OLTPs, and ETL will be performed in the Power Query. OLAP database will be created in the Power Pivot. Reports will be generated in the Power View. That reports will be shared with the clients using Power BI service or report server. And that reports will be consumed by the clients in the mobile phones using Power BI mobile app. So this is about, if someone asks you what is Power BI, I'll write the definition now, guys. You need to tell like this, what is Power BI means? Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares, which are used to perform data analysis, which are used to perform what? Data analysis. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares that are used to perform what? Data analysis. That is about Power BI. Okay. So once you understand about Power BI, so we clearly understand what are the different softwares available in Power BI. Using these softwares, how to perform this data analysis, I clearly written it. Now, finally, let me write a small table. I'll just add a small table here so that you can understand much better. Now, how to perform data analysis. I'll consolidate, guys. How to perform data analysis using Power BI. Using Power BI, I will tell you in 2 lines. So data analysis contains 5 steps, right? First step is OLTP. One or multiple OLTPs will have. Who will provide it? companies will provide it. In the data analysis, first step is OLTPs, companies will provide. Second step in the data analysis is ETL. Where we do ETL in the Power BI means we will do ETL in the Power BI in Power Query. Right? That we'll do the ETL in the Power BI using Power Query. In the data analysis, after ETL, what is the next step? Creating OLAP database. That OLAP database will be created in Power Pivot. What is the next step after creating OLAP database? After creating OLAP database, creating the reports is the next step. Where you will create the reports? Using Power View. Using Power View. After creating the reports, what is the next step? Share reports to clients. I said that to share the reports with the clients, mostly we'll use what? Power BI service. Mostly we'll use what? 99% of the companies. This is what? How to perform data analysis using Power BI. This small table will tell you. Data analysis contains 5 steps. That 5 steps, how you will do in Power BI, we write it here. So we are done with the demo class. Technical part we are done. I said that today I'll give complete introduction to Power BI. I hope you got an idea what is there in Power BI and how to perform the data analysis using Power BI. Now, for the next 5-10 minutes, I'll discuss some important general points which are much needed to become a Power BI developer. Some general points, not the technical points, general points I'll discuss. These general points are important. Let me tell you what are those general points. I'll just copy paste it and I'll explain it, guys. From the one of the previous demo, I'll just go and copy that points and I'll explain it. Just let me scroll this. I'll give sufficient time for the questions. Just within 5 minutes, I'll wind up the class. We'll go for the questions. Lot of time. These points are important. What are these points is? First point. So another 2 more classes you can attend for free. So I started one batch on 20th August, Wednesday. Last Wednesday, I started one batch at 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. If you people want, you can join this batch. And another new batch will start on next Wednesday. What is the next Wednesday? Next Wednesday is 27th, guys. 27th of August. Sorry, guys. Sorry, not 27th. Not this Wednesday. 3rd September. I'm going to start another batch on 3rd September 2025. It's again Wednesday. And at what time is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. This batch timing is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time is the new batch, guys. If you don't want to wait for next 10 days, it will almost take 10 days of time to start this batch. If you don't want to wait for this 10 days, you can go and join the batch which we started 3 days back. You talk to my front office team. My front office team will tell you how to continue this batch also. They will share the previous class videos. You can go through them and you can join. Or if you have 10 days of time, you can wait. Okay, that is about the new batch details, guys. Another 2 classes you can attend for free. See, and 3rd and 4th. Continuation to today's class is on 3rd September, right? In the 3rd September and 4th September, you can attend the classes for free. In the 2 free classes, I'll start the practicals. Today we have only theory, right? Theory classes. But in the next classes, we'll start with practicals. Power BI developer work will start in Power BI Desktop. I'll tell you how to install Power BI Desktop. In the next class, I'll tell you how to install Power BI Desktop. After installing Power BI Desktop, I'll tell you how to open Power Query and how to do ETL practically. Then I'll show you in Power Pivot how to create OLAP database. Then I'll show you in Power View how to create visual reports. Then I'll show you how to publish the reports to Power BI service, how to share the reports with the clients. This complete process I'll explain practically. They will not cost you anything. The next 2 free classes, you will learn practically at a high level how Power BI software will work. You will learn in the next 2 free classes, guys. I request please join this. You'll get much clarity about Power BI. Now, within few minutes, you'll get one mail from me. What a mail will contains is, the mail will contains these four things. First thing you will have in the mail is recorded session. You'll get a class recording. Second thing you are going to get is notepad. I'm going to share this notepad with you. A lot of notes I written. Along with the notepad, I'm going to share introduction class Word document. Every class you will get these materials. I'm going to share one material with the name a Power BI complete introduction. This kind of materials for every class you will get it. Today's class Word document is this. After this, I'll attach the course content. This is the course curriculum I'm going to cover as part of this training. I'm going to attach this course curriculum. This course curriculum have 11 pages. I'm going to cover this 11 pages curriculum for next 60 hours. What is the duration of the course is 60 hours, more than 2 months it will take. I'll take the classes from Monday to Saturday. Sunday is holiday, guys. Monday to Saturday and Sunday is holiday. More than 2 months it will go. And what I'm going to cover, let me give a quick breakdown, guys. I will not go and walk through complete course content as it have 11 pages. If I want to go and walk through it, take a lot of time. But let me tell you at a high level what I'm going to cover. We know that in the 60 hours, you will learn how to do this data analysis using Power BI. How to do this data analysis using Power BI. You will learn in the 60 hours, right? See, this is the data analysis. How to do this data analysis in the Power BI, you will learn, right? Okay, just look at here. How to do the data analysis in Power BI, you will learn, right? Now, this I'll just giving a breakdown here. How to do this data analysis using Power BI means, first, OLTPs will be provided by the companies, right? We don't want to do anything here. First, I need to do the ETL. We will do the ETL in Power Query. You will learn Power Query for 13 hours of time, where you will learn how to do ETL activities. There you will learn mashup language. In short, we can call it as M language. After ETL, we need to create OLAP, right? Where you will create OLAP, I said Power Pivot. Then you will start learning Power Pivot for 17 hours, where we will create OLAP databases. We will discuss data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts, and DAX language. DAX language. That is about OLAP. So once you create OLAP, we need to create reports, right? Where you will create reports, Power View. We will start learning Power View for 17 hours of time, how to create the reports. Right. And then we need to share the reports with the clients, right? Using Power BI service. You will learn Power BI service for 13 hours of time. See here, while creating the OLAP database, you will learn data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts, and DAX language. This is the most important area for the Power BI developer. Now, I said that after creating the reports, we need to share the reports to the clients. We will share it using Power BI service. We will learn it for 13 hours of time, where we will learn Azure cloud concepts, admin concepts, and Power BI project. Nowadays, from the data analysts, they're expecting this data warehousing concepts and Azure cloud concepts mandatorily. Okay, perfect, guys. This is the breakdown of our 60 hours class. Now, in this course, you will not only learn the technicals in Power BI, what add-ons you'll get from this course is, you'll get real-time project, guys. In this course, we'll cover real-time projects. Tomorrow, when you join in the company, how you'll do the projects. In the same way, we will execute the projects in the classes. I'm just going to show one project. So in this project, Retail AB project, we'll take the data from SQL Server. And after taking the data, we'll do a lot of ETL. After doing the ETL, we'll create a OLAP database like this. After creating the OLAP database, we will generate the reports like this. So as per this requirement document, there is a requirement document. As per this requirement document, we'll complete the project. So however, we will complete the project here. Even tomorrow when you join in the company, the way we execute these projects will be company also pin to pin same. However, I execute the project here, even in the company also, the way you will execute the project is completely same, guys. Okay. Now, before I explain the remaining points, let me tell you who can learn Power BI. Who are the people can learn? I'll come back and explain these points, guys. What are the add-ons you'll get? Who are the people can learn Power BI means? Freshers can learn Power BI. There are job postings for freshers. And people who have career break, career gap. What is the freshers means? Who are done with the graduation in the year 2024 or 2025. They will be considered as the freshers. You people can learn Power BI and you can look for a Power BI data analyst job. And who is the another people can learn career break, guys? Let's say you are done with your graduation in 2020. You are done with graduation or PG in the year 2020, and you have a gap. You are not working anywhere, and you have a gap for 5 years. These people can learn Power BI, and you want to keep some 3 years experience. So the people who are done with the graduation in the 2020 or 5 years back, they don't consider as a fresher. Must and should they need to keep some experience, 3 years experience they need to keep. You can keep 3 years of experience, and so you can try for the job as an experienced people. Who will provide these experiences? There will be some consultancies available. Those people will provide the experience, and you can try, guys. Next one, career transition, guys. Who is the other persons can start learning this? Who want to do career transition? Career transition means currently you are working in some other domain. Whether you are working in QA, or whether you are working in the banking sector, or whether you are working in any finance sector or somewhere, or whether you are working in customer support, somewhere you are working, you don't see the job growth here, and you are planning to learn a skill which have a high demand in the market, then you can learn Power BI. Then you can learn what? Power BI. If you want to transition your career from one domain to another domain, Power BI is the best tool to learn. Power BI have huge demand in the market, and it is easy to learn, easy to survive. That is the reason I will recommend for the career transition people. So this career break people or career transition people need to keep experience, guys. So I designed this course in a way. If you go through all my classes, if you go through all my classes, you can comfortably keep 3 to 5 years of experience. 3 to 5 years, you can easily keep the experience, and you can try for the job. Hmm? You can try for the job. So that much skills I'll cover. So as most of the people who will come to me to learn Power BI is from these two categories. Okay, freshers also will come to me, but less. Most of the people who will come, who have career break and who want to do career transition, they want to keep must and should experience, right? When they want to keep experience, must and should, they need to know about these points, guys. They need to have an idea. What are the Power BI developer roles and responsibilities? In this training, I'll clearly discuss what are the Power BI developer roles and responsibilities with real life use cases, real time use cases we will discuss, and then we'll help you in preparing your resumes. I'll talk to one on one. I'll discuss whether you are a fresher, or you have any career gap, or you want to do the career transition. I'll talk to you one on one. Based on the conversation we have, I'll tell you what is the best way we'll prepare the resume. Right. And we also provide the interview questions, and we'll conduct the mock interviews. I promise you, when you are done with the 60 hours of training from me, when you are done with the 60 hours of training from me, you can comfortably keep 3 to 5 years of experience. That much knowledge you can get. Okay. And important thing, all 60 hours of recorded sessions we'll share with you. And when you are doing the practice, you have any questions, we have a dedicated support team who will help you to clarify your questions, guys. We have a support team who will help you to clarify your questions. And now I'll go with some questions, guys. So before I take the questions from the students, one common question I used to get is, any prerequisites to learn Power BI? Okay, you are willing to learn Power BI. In order to learn Power BI, do I have any prior IT knowledge? Do I have any prior IT knowledge means strictly to learn Power BI, there is no prerequisites. No prerequisites to learn what? Power BI. There is no prerequisites in order to learn Power BI. But okay, without knowing any, believe me, even an intermediate person join this Power BI course, they can learn Power BI within 60 hours thoroughly. You will become a master in 60 hours. But only when you learn Power BI, you don't get job. Nowadays, we are not going to get the jobs with only one skill, guys. You take any skill, not only Power BI. Multiple skills are required to get the job. What is the mandatory skill you need to get the job in Power BI is SQL, guys. 90% of job postings for Power BI data analyst will be in the combination of Power BI and SQL. Most of the jobs, they will ask Power BI and SQL. So I'll talk about it. I'll talk about 2-3 minutes about SQL. What is this? Most of the Power BI jobs will be in this combination. Some jobs they'll ask Power BI plus SQL Excel also. Some jobs they'll ask Power BI plus SQL plus Power Apps also. Some jobs they'll ask Power BI plus SQL plus Python. Some jobs they'll ask Power BI plus SQL plus ADF. Some jobs they'll ask Power BI plus SQL plus Tableau. So I can say this remaining combinations is only 10%. Major combination is Power BI plus SQL, you will find jobs. You can see here, almost every Power BI job, you will see Power BI and SQL, right? So mandatorily, you need to have SQL. What is SQL? So let's try to understand what is SQL, why SQL is required. For 2 minutes, we will discuss, guys. What is SQL? Why SQL is required? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's a structured query language. So this is the language which is used in all the databases. You take all these databases, they will use a common language called SQL. How English is common for us? Uh, Now today I choose the English language to communicate this class, right? Because it's a common language which you know and I know. Here also, all these databases will know one common language called SQL, guys. In why we need to learn SQL? In order to communicate with these databases, we need must and should SQL language. Now the question is, we'll come back here. So nowhere in the Power BI development, important point, I'm talking about SQL. Without knowing the SQL, I can complete the Power BI project. I can extract the data without SQL. I can do the ETL in the Power Query without SQL. I can create the OLAP database without SQL. I can generate the reports without SQL. I can publish the reports to Power BI service and share the reports to the clients without SQL. Without knowing anything in the SQL, I can complete the Power BI project. This complete project we can complete without knowing the SQL. Okay, when you complete the Power BI project without knowing the SQL, then why every job they're asking Power BI and SQL? If you are using SQL somewhere in Power BI, if you are using SQL somewhere in Power BI, learning the SQL is not bad. But I am strictly telling I don't use SQL anywhere in the Power BI development. When I don't use SQL anywhere in the Power BI development, then why every Power BI job they're asking SQL? What is the reason is? Try to understand. So mostly companies will store their business data in the databases, guys. Mostly companies will store their business data in some database, in somewhere database. We will take the data from the database to Power Query and then Power Pivot and then Power View, and you will create the reports. How can you blindly tell your report is correct? You might do some mistake in Power Query. You might do some mistake in Power Pivot. You might do some mistake in Power View. There is a chance you might be showing the wrong number here. Can I share the wrong numbers to the clients? Means no. You cannot share the wrong numbers to the clients, guys. Keep in mind. So once you create the report, we need to test the report. Important work Power BI developer need to do is, after I create report, blindly don't share it. Whatever the report you created, we need to test that report, whether the numbers you are showing in the report is correct or not. How can you test the report is, to test the report, you'll go to these databases, you'll write some SQL queries. You'll write SQL queries. Databases can understand SQL queries. Using that SQL query, when you write a SQL query here, it will give that output. That output you need to compare with report output, guys. Whatever the output you have here, that output I need to compare with what? The report output. When you compare this output with report output, when both numbers are same, then your report is correct. Then you need to share with the clients. Now read these points. SQL is not used anywhere in the development phase of Power BI project. SQL, after developing the report, Power BI developer need to test the report. SQL is used to test the data and the reports. To develop the report, SQL not required. To test the report, SQL is mandatory. So after developing the reports, we need to test them, right? So in order to learn SQL, we need to learn one database, guys. In our training institute, we're going to teach the database called SQL Server. What is the database we'll teach here? SQL Server is the database which we are going to teach in our training institute, where we will teach all the SQL concepts thoroughly for 40 hours of time. To get the job on Power BI, you need to learn Power BI for 60 hours, where you will develop the reports. I'm the one who will teach it. And you also need to learn SQL for 40 hours to test the reports. Venkatesh sir will teach it. If you already know SQL, you learn only Power BI. If you don't know SQL, must and should you need to learn Power BI along with the SQL. This is all about today's class, guys. I hope you got an idea why we required SQL also. We will learn more about it, right? So we'll go with some questions now. Anybody have any questions, online people? I'm done with the demo. And if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and let me go.